Thank you. I first want to make an announcement. We have a focus group that's going to happen right after today's events. If you are a person who's an adult, 18 years or older with Down syndrome, or you're a caregiver of a adult child with Down syndrome, we would love to talk to you and get your ideas about healthcare, the quality of your healthcare or your child's healthcare, and we are providing lunch. If you're interested, you can join us outside of this room, and it'll be from 12:15 to 2 with lunch. We're just really interested, and this is a part of a broader project that we hope to have going on. We're just getting information from valuable input from whoever is involved, so we can put out a survey later to get more information. So if you're interested, I'll be outside with 2 of our LEN advocate trainees. So excellent. So let's get started. This topic is near and dear to my heart. I'm a speech language pathologist, and I have found over time that video modeling, video instruction can really be an amazing tool for teaching. And I call it a power tool for learning. Really, this is kind of an important question to ask to kind of determine whether or not you have a child who may benefit from video instruction, video modeling, and we'll kind of clarify those terms as I move along. But oh my goodness, with multiple, your daily life, in your child's daily life, having multiple activities to engage in with multiple steps, does your child complete those independently? Getting ready in the morning, feeding a family pet, ordering at a restaurant, having a conversation with peers, and there are many, many other tasks that need to be completed during the day. And is your child or you having difficulty carrying out all those multiple steps to be successful and be more independent? And that's ultimately what this strategy kind of helps with. So what is video modeling? There are a variety of different types of video modeling, and one straight up definition is it's when a person or group of people are modeling a targeted task or behavior for a learner through video. So they're being taped, I'm doing this, but that's old school, taped, and they're performing that activity so the learner can watch it through video. Self-modeling, on the other hand, is the person, the learner, actually engaging in that task successfully, carrying out that task, maybe feeding the dog, all the steps to feed the dog at home. And they're being videotaped, and they get to watch themselves, again, do that successfully. Now, they may have needed support doing that, but they're doing it successfully and watching it over, and it kind of builds that confidence and walks them through how to do it. So that's the video self-modeling. It's self, you're in it. And then point of view modeling is interesting, and I'll show you what that looks like with some actual video. But it's as you are the learner performing it, you see the person's hands performing the activity. So the person, the learner, can watch that video and almost identify with the person in the video, and it's kind of from their perspective. So there are also other definitions. More and more research is coming out about the benefits of video modeling, and these are just, 3 of multiple kind of approaches that are being used to teach individuals. So just to give you kind of some perspective, when I was working as a clinician, I had the privilege of working at a in a college program that was a 2-year program for individuals with developmental disabilities. And as part of that program, I taught social skills. I facilitated social skills groups. And we used video modeling as a way to teach social skills. And we were teaching social skills for working with your coworkers, your colleagues, how to interact with them, how to ask for help, how to ask somebody out for a date, and that was being video modeled, how to have a conversation or repair that conversation. And what was really cool about it is I had access to graduate students who were the same age as the individuals with developmental disabilities, and we were able to video, and they were able to see videos of people their own age engaging in these activities. And it was a very successful way of teaching the individuals how to engage in this. And it was safe, and you could watch it over and over and over and practice over and over and over. So really, it's one thing I want to say that's really important is it's not a standalone teaching tool. Video modeling needs to be used with other methods like practicing and role modeling and parents or therapists or others providing feedback for the person that's learning a specific skill. But what it does, it's part of a collection of tools that can help your child work towards independence and kind of help your child also prepare for expectations, what's going to happen. Many of us get a little nervous when we're in a new situation and we're kind of trying to figure out what's going to happen to me when I go to this place or that place. Who am I going to meet? What am I going to be doing? Where is this place? What we can do is also use video to help prime or prepare somebody before they go into a situation. So I worked in a clinic where the graduate clinicians changed all the time for the kids who were coming in the clinic or the adults who were coming in the clinic. That can be challenging for a person. I don't know what this person's going to be like. I don't know what they like. I don't know if they're going to like me. What do they look like? So we would send videos out to our patients or our clients before they would come to clinic to introduce. We called them introduction stories, all about me stories, where they could introduce themselves to the patient, the child, before that person came in. Now, we were a university clinic. That wouldn't be always possible in all clinics, but think about it generally. It could be something where if your child's getting a new caregiver or your child's going to be working with a new job coach, what about a video introduction to that person? Or a video introduction to the place that they might be experiencing or working in. And I'll also today briefly touch on some of the evidence. So I just want to show you a video. One thing when you start with using videos for instruction, start off small, start off simple. Use your tablet, use your cell phone, your smartphone. Don't get crazy into the technology. We all have access, or many of us have access, sorry for that assumption, have access to technology. Make it simple. There are apps that are video editing apps, and you can get all fancy. But don't do that until you get really started with just plain making videos with what you have. And then maybe invest a little bit in the apps. I ultimately like to have videos that also have text that run underneath them because we're always thinking about emergent literacy, sight word recognition, those types of things. But when you're simply starting out, use simple videos. And here is a simple video about play. Play is one area that we might be teaching kids how to engage in. So this is just a simple video that might be shown to a child to kind of let them know, what are we going to play with today? Maybe they chose this play and we're going to watch a video of what it looks like.
Oh, let's make hamburgers. Wow.
Let's make sure we have all
Our ingredients.
We have hamburgers, buns, cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, and we have
Even one for me and one for you. Whoa, let's build our hamburgers. First, we need buns.
So this is just teaching a possible sequence of play and showing it.
Now, let's get our hamburgers. Put them on the bun. What comes next? Ooh.
So this was simply made with a smartphone. One person, me, trying to handle that and the phone, and it worked out fine. I had to tape 3 or 4 times, but you have to kind of think about what you're going to do to prep for it too. But think about this. We like to do child-led with play. So if the child picked, ooh, yeah, I want to play with the hamburgers, you get out that kit with the hamburger toys and say, ooh, let's watch this video. Let's see how to play with hamburgers. This might be one way to play with hamburgers, but it gives the child an idea. Some kids don't innately know what to do. Now, another idea is if you have siblings or you have peers, ultimately it's way more motivating if you see 2 kids playing together and looking at how they play and make a short video. The next one was play. It's very similar to the first one, and because of time, I'm going to shift to one that's more adult-oriented. So at the Weissman Center, we have individuals who we hire for different jobs. And I would never show this video to anybody that works at Weissman right now. I made this job up, but this is what this is your job video might look like. And kind of this would be something that was shown to somebody prior to them engaging in this job, just to give them a picture of what might happen or what they might be required to do.
One of your jobs at the center is to make sure the patient rooms are clean for the very next patient and his or her family. So we're going to be wiping down different pieces of furniture in the room to make sure they're clean. And at the center, we use gloves, and we also use cavi wipes, and they're on the wall. So first get yourself a pair of gloves and put them on like this. And at first, go ahead and open up the cavi wipes and take 2 cavi wipes. Pull and close it up so it doesn't dry out. And now get to work on wiping down the furniture. So I'm going to wipe down this chair right here to make sure I get all the surfaces.
I might be able to get hired on that. But when you look at that video, I'm giving different information. I'm showing what's happening, but I'm also adding things in there to kind of help the person understand what's being asked of them. But imagine, sometimes you're nervous when you're learning new things, and it might be difficult to retain this information after someone has told it to you face to face. Being able to watch a video is a nice way of reviewing that information. Okay, so just some fun facts. When we think about video has become this amazing phenomena. 5 billion videos are watched on YouTube every day. A total number of hours watched on YouTube each month is 3.25 billion. We are watching videos. We're learning how to knit. We're learning how to repair plumbing. We're learning so many things on YouTube, and we're learning bad things too, and not appropriate things. But YouTube, people are gravitating towards video for learning. The research is saying, pretty much, I mentioned it earlier, that it can be effective for teaching skills that are kind of chained, have multiple steps, for individuals in employment settings. It could be teaching multiple steps and activities like cleaning. They did a loop videotape where it continued to play while the person's engaging in the activity, so they could reference it as they were working rather than watching it prior to. And it was also taught to teach skills that might be performed at home in daily living. And there's a lot more going on in terms of the research for specific tasks that are being taught through video. And there's different video approaches. So really, what makes it, what are the advantages of it? It incorporates technology. We have a lot of individuals who are pretty interested in technology. You can view it repeatedly. If you have some challenges with memory, or you're a really strong visual learner, this is something to try out. And it's relatively easy to create if you start simple with the technology that you already have available to you. It also can be really individualized. Know that there are commercially available video modeling videos. However, sometimes learners might have a difficult time looking at that video and actually seeing themselves doing it if it's so different from the environment that they are used to. And it just depends on the learner and how much they are flexible in their thinking, but making individual videos may be more effective than the commercially available. And also, it can just address a variety of areas: living, learning, working, playing. When you create videos, it's a lot of plan, do. You've got to think about, what do I want to video? Is it worth videoing? Is this an activity that's going to benefit my child or the patient or client who I'm working with? So just make sure that you plan and think, is it worth doing this? Once you figure out what the task is going to be, break it down. It's, as a speech language pathologist, I was taught to break things down into individual steps. Break it down, write it down if you have to, and then practice. You have to think about the technology you want to use and kind of your setup. I shot those videos in a matter of a half an hour, those 3 videos. I was kind of planning it out. I made mistakes. I went back. I re-videoed. That's okay. Go back and review it and try to view it from the perspective of your child and see if it's clear and if there's any things that you might change about it, because it's really quite easy once you get started to do this. When you start doing it, some practical considerations: limit those distractions. I really made it so there wasn't a lot going on. Eventually, you might have distractions because that's the real world, right? But we want the person to focus on really what's being targeted. What skill are you really trying to show your learner, your child? Allow time between each step. Use simple language, instructional language. When you see YouTube videos and people are teaching you how to crochet, they are using very simple language, we hope. Otherwise, you're not going to learn it. And make sure it's relatively short in length, because our attention level may vary, and you want to really think about the language level of your child and your child's attention level. And ultimately, you want to show this video right before the activity happens. So it's fresh in your child's mind, and they're kind of seeing what they need to do, and then they're carrying it out. I love this quote: "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I learn, involve me and I will remember." Ultimately, if you can get to the point where the learner, your child, can be part of the video and perform the task that you're asking him or her to do, that's really, really powerful. That's going to just stay more saliently. It's going to stay in their brains, and they're going to be able to see themselves perform that activity, and what a sense of pride. And to be able to show it to others. And guess what? If they're performing these activities, you can also, this is another talk, but you can also save these videos for a portfolio to show what your child is able to do. So, really quick. We all learn through video, and I'm sure some of you have maybe learned this through video. And let's all do it.
Go!
Oh, I don't even know how to do it.
Not yet!
So anyway, just a little levity. We do learn a lot of things through video, maybe some not as important, but funny. So I really encourage you to attempt to try video modeling. And if you have any questions about that, please feel free to contact me. My contact information is in the handout or the presentation PowerPoint. So, don't want to dig into the valuable time of families sharing their perspective. So I'm going to scoot off, and I'll take questions outside if anybody has questions. Thank you.